From here, I don't want to change anything. I don't have any time. Come on, either. So,
So how long do you think you okay, we can
It's on already.
yeah.
I told you don't say something. You was making noise. So I didn't cut you off. I just put you on a different type hole.
All right. So at 1 o'clock, just start talking.
No, I'm gonna play the record first. So when he go up, I'm just going. Just you go ahead and music first. I'm just going because if I put you back on, you keep making noise. It's going over the air. That's why I said don't do anything. Because when I put you on hold, you're gonna hear everything. But if I put you on a hold, I had you gonna think I cut you off, but I didn't. I just had you pause because you was making noise.
Okay.
And everything going over the air. That's why I was telling you don't say nothing.
Okay.
Anyway, I was all right, hold on. From listening to the Star David on 1690 WFBR Glen Burnie, Baltimore.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yes, Yisrael. This is Yohanatan Dawid with you here again, humbly serving you at WFBR 1590 AM. Proudly serving you. This is Yohanatan Dawid. Yahweh for Christians at WordPress.com. Yahweh for Christians at gmail.com. I had a great time with you last week discussing things on my mind about us as a people and how we address our conditions, how we approach our conditions, and I want to continue in that thought. But I do want to implore you, my beloved brethren and sisters, that Yahweh for Christians is at its heart trying to encourage us to step back and look at things the way they're originally supposed to be looked at. And in that way, can we address our concerns politically, economically, health-wise, financially, everything from the way that it should be from the Torah, from the word of Yah. And doing that, we have to know who we are. We have to know who our opponent is. And I do want to emphasize again that our opponent you do not see. The one who is suppressing us, the one who has retaught us with compulsory education, with lies, are not the ones that you see every day. They're not the ones you see in the malls and the supermarkets. They're not the ones you work for. They're not the ones that you see as you drive about on the highways and byways. The elite of the elite, the 1% of the 1%ers, are the ones who make policies that we live by. Even our governmental, political leaders are not as powerful as you think. Trump does not have the power you think he has. Our political leaders are not even the 1%. So even though you may have angst against them, they are not your oppressors. Now, they may enforce the laws and rules of your oppressors, but they are not the true policymakers. In order to know who those true policymakers are, you must be in the word of Yah. You must know who you are, you must know who they are, and you must understand words and terminologies. And we cannot continue to seek amelioration for our issues with a blueprint given to us by your elitist policymakers. And that's deep. In other words, the civil rights movement. We, speak waxingly great about how wonderful it was, but yet we are where we are now. We are worse off than where we are now. Why? Because we use that platform to ameliorate our conditions with what was given to us by those who put us in this condition. You cannot seek after your oppressor and his blueprint for fixing your conditions. One of my first few shows, I used the example of Bear Island. Bear Island, grizzly bear can do anything he wants with a rabbit. An example I gave was you had Bear Island. Mama bear got hunted by a man and killed, and she never came back to her den to her 2 little cubs. The cubs come out of their dens not knowing their history. They are on an island full of rabbits. The rabbits see that the mama bear is gone, so the rabbits take advantage of this opportunity. The cubs don't know anything. The chief rabbit tells them their history, tells them who they are and what this island is and what they are to do, and tell them their rank in society on this Bear Island. They don't know, they just think they are just bigger rabbits. Being different from all the other rabbits on the island, they think they are less than. Something's wrong with them because they don't look like them, they don't move like them, they don't act like them, and the rabbits dominate them. What they don't know is that within them, they have the power to eat all of those rabbits, to destroy them, to take over the island. They don't know because they came out being told, being compulsed to the education that the rabbits gave them. But if they went outside the box, if they stretched themselves, just got into that lake, went across the water, they could see more lands. They could see a greater reality. They can see actual reality. And they will see how things are. They will see the other creatures cower to them as they got bigger and stronger. And they would say, wait a minute, we have been lied to. We've been fooled all this time. They would get back into that river, go across the water, go back to the island and destroy those rabbits. We are the bears. And we have been lied to and given compulsed with education, their education, and lied to as to who we are and our strength and our powers and our mights. And we use their platform, their blueprint to ameliorate our conditions. Religious organizations don't fear the government. The NAACP, the Martin Luther King Southern Christian Leadership Conference, none of these things fear them. Because when you use a religious organization to go against this government, you are using their arm to go against themselves. You didn't become Christian until you came here. So how in the world can you go to Christianity to go against the man who gave you Christianity? That doesn't make sense. Are you an intelligent person? I know I am. Are you an intelligent being? I know I am. Am I teaching or preaching hate against a group of people? No, I am not. I am teaching truth. I'm trying to get you to open your eyes and your mind to truth. You were not converted to Christianity. You were enslaved by Christianity. And the language we are speaking now is a labor colonialism, of slavery and of oppression. And its words will lead you to those who gave them to you. It will lead you to his position, which is why you are where you are now. You're on Bear Island acting like a rabbit. You know, I love my brother Stokely Carmichael and the Black Power movement, but who told you you were black? Selma was very gut-wrenching. What came out of that was beautiful, powerful. But today, it is like you trying to use an 8-track. You'll be a fool. You cannot get no music out of an 8-track. What you gonna put it in? What you gonna use it with? It is had its time. It is past. Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. Beautiful. Beautiful. But what were the students taught? They were taught by their oppressors. Whatever we learn in school, we're learning what they tell us to learn. You're not learning Hebrew history. You're not learning real history. The Bible is real history. What fears world leaders is a melanic man or woman talking about Yahweh, talking about being Hebrew, not talking about being black, which they told you were black, using the terms race when that term is not in the Bible, not in the Torah. It's not even in the Bible. We are not a race. Race is another colonial racist term by those who benefited from race, those who came last into the race. So now they're going to say that we're all in a race, a rat race. Where did that rat come from? It stinks to high heaven. But Hosea 4:6 says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Be wary of your free education. There's a reason why it's free, and there's a reason why you're compelled to have it. You're going to learn what you're told to learn, what they want you to learn. So when you come to the end of the journey of your learning, you're going to be in league with he who taught you. You want to be in league with the one who taught you to be where you are, to keep the system as what it is right now? Yahweh for Christians at WordPress.com. Yahweh for Christians at gmail.com. I'd like for you to go to Everyone's Place on 1356 West North Avenue, 21217, to obtain my book, Yahweh for Christians. If you will, you can contact me at yahwehforchristians@gmail.com and get a copy of the CD. And what I'm doing here, what makes this show different is that I'm imploring out people to seek out amelioration of their conditions in a different manner, and not to keep on doing the same thing to seek your higher ground. Because to be sure, it is a ruse and is an obfuscation of truth to see yourself as a black man or a black woman, to raise your fist high talking about black power, talk about Afrocentrism. Afrocentrism is a waste of time and is all a lie. Using terminologies and getting emotionally torn with terminologies and words and mental schemas given to you keeps you right there where you are. Because nowhere in the book are we identified by race or by the superficiality of color. The pigmentation of your skin has nothing to do with righteousness and what is right and what is wrong. It is your actions and what you do. As such, all men of all so-called races will be in the kingdom of Yah, and all men of all so-called races will be outside the gate. Because he that loves Yah is saved, not he who is black, and he who hates Shaitan is saved, not he who is white. This is not a black and white thing. This is not a Jew thing. This is a thing about truth. And the truth is, we are ill prepared to rule anything. If you go to the lost books, the suppressed books, you'll find that the tribe of Yusuf, Manasseh, they escaped Egypt long before Moses brought them out of Egypt into the promised land. They escaped Egypt, fought the Egyptians, ran and escaped, and got into the desert and starved. After hundreds of years being in Misraim, the house of bondage, they no longer had their own strength and knowledge and ways of self-sufficiency. So when they got out of Egypt, they didn't know how to live on their own. They didn't know how to hunt, to farm, to gather, to fight for themselves, they ended up voluntarily going back to Egypt. This is the same as today. The Native Americans, once the colonials took over the country, left them ill-prepared to even hunt. They couldn't even take care of themselves. If given land back, they could not even farm it or hunt. They couldn't even be self-sustaining. This is no different than today. We know what happened in Haiti, Australia, South Africa. They're saying no need for them taking this land back. They can't even farm it. They can't even sustain themselves. But all of these people were fine. All of them. Haiti, Australians, Africans, Native Americans, all these names, by the way, which are given to them, they were all fine on their own before the alien intrusion. They fed themselves then. Why can't they not feed themselves now? They would have to relearn the history of their forefathers. But we got fools, black fools out there with ghetto rap, out there with your fist talking about self-awareness, wanting to destroy and take over and fight the man, fight the power. You can't do a damned thing. You don't even make a bullet. How are you going to destroy and overcome and conquer the white man, as you say? All authority and power belongs to them. The only power and authority you have is in your mouth, in the name of Yahweh Shua. That's the authority and power you need to be executing. That they cannot take from you. So stop going after their gods. One of their biggest ones is coming up now in a few weeks. Your God is, they quote you, the God of consumerism. And you put the black in Black Friday. If it wasn't for the money you spent, all these damnable holidays will end this year. They will fall apart. You kept your dollars to yourself. You turn all that red ink into black once you start spending that green. You talking about fight the power. 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people who are called by my name will seek my face and humble themselves. My people called by my name. We're in any black Hebrew land when you see the name of the Most High being called Jesus, a European construct. Where anywhere was he called Lord, a European construct? He told you not to even call him by the names of Baal. You're going to call him Lord, which is secondary to the king. So you're going to call the Most High the almost Most High, the second high, the backup high. No, he is the Most High. He is not a Lord. He is a king, the king. He is no God, a German construct. Yet we find ourselves every day utilizing the terminologies of our oppressor whom we seek to overcome. You ain't overcoming nothing using their terminology and their words and their ways from their minds and their hearts. Seek Yahweh, seek his face. And you follow the roots of Republican, Democrat. The same thing. Two sides of the same poison. This is not that simple. You did not get into your conditions with a political process. You got into it from disobedience from the Most High. So you're not going to get out of it via the political process. You're going to get out of it with obedience to the Most High. This is the only way. Do not be distracted with money. The evil elite don't care about money. They want you to care about money. Money does nothing for the man in power. You think he cares about money. That's your enslaved mentality. You can't eat money. You can't clothe yourself with it. You cannot cover yourself in the snow, wind, and rain from it. Your elitist leaders of this world, whom you do not see, they're not your boss, they're not your neighbor. These are the ones who run the policies of this earth that all are governed by. They care nothing about money. They want you to care about it. So you'll be distracted from them running the world. The face of the dome is changing before your eyes and you're not looking. You're not looking. Prophecy is happening right before your eyes. You need to get yourself under some good education, some good preaching, really. You need to get yourself under some good preaching, some sound preaching in the name of Yahweh. I said last week, I got my bachelor's from Robert Lefayette Johnson. Then I got my master's from David Lefayette Johnson. I'm working on my doctorate from David Lefayette Johnson Jr. You got to get yourself into some good teaching, some consistent, sound, basic teaching. The silliness of preaching will get you out of your conditions. Not wearing out your shoe leather, marching and protesting. Protesting against your enemy using his formula to overcome him. That's not even intelligent. But us people, we keep on singing, keep on dancing, keep on praying, keep on doing all these same damnable things, thinking you're going to get to the higher ground. It's not happening. It's not happening. When you got an elitist elite who has unified all the political leaders, all the educators, all your highly educated, your astronauts and your civil engineers, the pilots, your airline attendants, your meteorologists, your paleontologists, your photographers, your farmers, everybody, they are compulsed to believe the same thing, to see the mental scheme of this world that he wants to deposit. And this is how the whole world will be deceived based on his view of this world that he wants you to have. And everybody's unified in that same view. And it distracts you all with the political process and the seeking of the gain of the things of this world. Over money, over property, over things, and all the while, he's over top of it all, guiding the strings. Because your face is not in the book. You're talking about free speech, women's rights. Women's rights is no different than men's rights. You made up the image of the Most High. You have no different rights than a man. There should be no such thing as no women's rights. Why are you wasting time talking about women's rights? Free speech? Speak. Speak. What you fussing about that for? It's talking about democracy and the political process. Where is that in the book? Where'd you get that from? Oh, your Grecian brothers gave that to you. So then you go to school and you join these sororities and sororities and these demonic dances and your dogs and all this. This is demonic stuff. They teach you to do this. This is not Torah. This not come from the book. Moral majority. Whose morals? Who gives us the standard of what morals are? We blasting out this ghetto rap. Supposed to be self-awareness. Self-awareness? How? By painting a picture of yourself with an identity that wasn't given to you. You receive the identity given to you. You accept monikers given to you. Why are you calling yourself a nigger? Why are you calling your beautiful women hoes? Why are you doing this? Because it's just been told to you, so you go in and accept it and graft it in and say you're going to make something good out of it. You can't make goodness out of badness. You cannot do that. Bunny Island. We are on Bunny Island and not realizing that we are the bears. And we are to roar as such. Roar like the voice of many waters. Roar like thunder. Roar like Radah, authority, power. Not because of who you are, because you ain't nothing, but because of whose you are. Because of whose you are. You can only find out who you are in the book. The show after us is going to preach Christianity. The show before you was Jew brew. I'm right here in the middle talking about Hebrew. Ain't nobody listening. Ain't nobody listening. Ain't nobody listening. If I talked about hoochie mamas and how to have you live your best life now and all that stuff, and then ratings be off the roof. If you want to defer to your Jewish brothers as being the people of the book, ratings be off the roof. If you want to put on the greatest gospel hymns of the 80s, 90s, whatever, ratings be off the roof. All of that is garbage. All of it. It's a reason why only a remnant will be saved. It's a reason. By its very definition, remnant means a small portion of a greater part. If all those civil rights movements, organizations were focusing on Hebrew origin, it would not have been supported. There have been no marches on Washington in the name of Yahshua. No way. Try to do one now. Try to do one now. They had one in Jesus, and then they had one, the Million Man March, in Allah. See if you can get one in Yahshua. It's going to happen. It's going to be a serious march, and it's going to be in Zion. And all the world will go to it, will march to it. And if you don't, you will be slayed. That's the one march that is beneficial. That won't be a wasteful march. That is the march you want. The march to Zion. Beautiful, beautiful Zion. Sadiq Zion. Where the disciplines of Yah will march to. The height of beauty of elevation of the planet Earth. You will see it from all across the four corners of the earth. That's the march you want to be in. And that's the one that has meaning. The march to Zion. You don't go to that one, you'll be drawing your last breath. We are not in a system that's going to make us better. We're not. You cannot do this. No offense intended, but the best thing that came out of the Black Panther Party is the free breakfast program. Because it doesn't matter what you believe or I believe, you can't affect any change unless you eat. You gotta eat. You gotta eat. You gotta, so you can survive, so you can go ahead and do whatever you're going to do. But this so fighting the man and all this kind of dumb, stupid stuff is not going to get you anywhere because you don't own nothing. You run nothing but your mouth. That's what we run. Everything you walk on is owned by the one who suppresses you and who hates you. Everything you claim that you own with the green dollars you got, look at the money. Ain't nobody on there looks like you. And it says, in God we trust. Yahweh is no God. So then again, you ain't got nothing. Nothing but your Savior. Yahweh Shua, your Redeemer. And I taught you that word Redeemer. It's Ga'al. And Ga'al is a genetic word. When you read it in your King James Bible, you don't understand that. That the word Redeemer is a genetic word. That means he's coming for his children. You don't open up your doors and feed the whole neighborhood. The only feet going under your table are your children. From time to time, you may invite a friend or two of your children to come in and eat. But they were invited and you allowed them to come in. No child has the right to just walk up in your kitchen, sit under your table and eat your food. You are feeding yours. Yahweh Shua is coming to redeem his genetic people. That's what the word Redeemer means. Yahweh for Christians at WordPress.com. Yahweh for Christians at gmail.com. You know, one of the things that bothers me is that when a man knows who he is and speaks as such, others take it the wrong way. Others who benefit from the ignorance of that man because they all of a sudden get nervous and fearful. But no one who thinks as I do, who believes as I do, endangers anyone. No man is in danger of a black man or woman who knows who they are, which is Hebrew Israelite. So all your little children are safe. All your property is safe. There's nothing to fear from a man who loves Yahweh or a woman who loves Yahweh Shua. Nothing to fear of us. I'm going to end off the scripture with this scripture that's a lot of times awfully misread. And it is Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. And this is from Solomon, a melanic man who is the most wise of any man born of a woman. And he wrote Ecclesiastes in his elderly years, in his later years. So not only did he have wisdom given from the Most High, he had lifetime experience that helped in addition to that wisdom given to him. And after all this, he said, the conclusion of the whole matter is to do what? Reverence Yah. Didn't say fear God. Yahweh does not want you to fear him. Those who fear him are those who are going to be outside the gate. You have no reason to fear Yahweh. So he did not say fear. He says reverence Yah and do what? And keep his commandments. For this is man. Now your King James Bible is going to put in the word whole or all. That's italicized. That means it was not in there. What it means is you're not even a man or a woman unless you reverence Yahweh and keep his commandments. It didn't say this is the whole man. It did not say this is all man. It says reverence Yahweh and keep his commandments. For this is man. That means a man or a woman is he or she who reverences Yahweh and keeps his commandments. If you don't reverence Yahweh and keep his commandments, you're not even a man. That's what it is saying. And that came from Solomon. For Yahweh will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whatever is told or raw, good or evil. This is Yahweh for Christians at WordPress.com. I love you much. Shalom, shalom. I will talk with you next week. Peace and blessings. Did that last scripture on there? But the job is so
Yeah, somebody else just met African.
the job doesn't pay anything, so nobody wants that job.
It's free.
No, it's not free.
$96 an hour.
It's less than that.
Oh, snap.
I think I'm wrong. Oh no, it's still going.
going.
Oh wow. Sorry.